Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a massive shift in how we handle our money online. Let's just be completely honest for a second, all right? We live our entire lives on the internet. Yet for most of us, actually paying for something still involves pulling out a piece of plastic that was literally designed decades ago. Every single time you type your main bank account details into a random checkout page, you get that little flash of modern anxiety, right? You're sitting there wondering, is this site actually secure? Am I going to get an email about a data breach next week? Well, today we're going to explore a brilliantly simple solution that completely eliminates that fear, just by cutting the physical plastic out of the equation entirely.
I mean, how many times have you signed up for one of those so-called free trials, totally forgotten about it, and then suddenly noticed a quiet, recurring charge just draining your account months later? Or maybe you wanted to buy something from a niche overseas e-commerce site, but you hesitated because handing over your real physical bank card details just felt way too risky. Look, these are the universal pain points of our current digital payment systems. Between the constant threat of fraud, data breaches, and those absolutely relentless auto-renewals, exposing your primary bank account online is a huge vulnerability. We desperately need a digital firewall between our money and the rest of the internet.
Okay, let's dive into this and look at the actual solution. What exactly are we talking about here? Well, a virtual Visa card is exactly what it sounds like. It's a Visa card, but without the physical plastic. You don't have to sit around waiting for the mailman to deliver it. Instantly, right there on your screen, you get a 16-digit card number, an expiry date, and a CVV code. It operates the exact same way your regular card works, but it exists purely in a digital format. You can use it on absolutely any website or service that currently accepts Visa. It's an instant, on-demand payment tool. So if we put the old way right up against the new way, it's honestly a night and day difference. Think about it. Physical plastic cards are incredibly outdated. You're waiting days or even weeks for them to arrive in the mail. When you use them online, you're permanently risking your main account. And financially, everything you buy, from your groceries to your business software, gets blended into one messy, chaotic single statement. By contrast, virtual cards give you instant screen access. They're entirely replaceable. That means if a card number gets compromised, whatever, you just delete it and generate a brand new one in seconds. Plus, as we'll see, you can spin up multiple cards to strictly compartmentalize your budget. It is a massive upgrade in control. Moving right along to Section 1, how it works, the 4-step background process. Let's demystify what's going on behind the scenes. When you enter your virtual card details at checkout, here's exactly what happens. Step 1, the website fires your transaction request directly to Visa. Step 2, Visa securely checks those 16 digits and forwards the request over to your virtual card provider. Step 3, your provider instantly confirms you've got enough of a digital balance loaded to cover the cost. And boom, Step 4, the payment is approved and your order goes through. There is no swiping, no reading a physical chip. It's just pure data moving securely and incredibly fast through the network, with the exact same reliability as tapping a card at a local coffee shop. Now, you might be wondering about the speed. It's natural to think that adding a whole new layer of digital protection might slow things down, right? Well, actually, no. This entire 4-step process takes only a few seconds. By cutting out the physical plastic and all the clunky legacy infrastructure tied to it, you aren't sacrificing a single ounce of speed. You get all the high-level protection, but with absolutely zero friction at checkout. Okay, let's jump into Section 2, supercharging your digital security. This is essentially your wallet's digital firewall. This right here is the ultimate defense strategy for your money. First and foremost, you never expose your main bank account, ever. The virtual card acts as an absolute shield. Second, you have the power to instantly freeze or completely delete a card with just a single click. So if a website seems a little sketchy or you're buying from a vendor for the very first time, you just generate a card, make the purchase, and immediately delete it. It's the perfect burner card. Third, you can completely neutralize those predatory auto-renewals we talked about. And finally, you can set super strict spending limits on specific cards, so a vendor literally cannot charge you a penny more than what you've authorized. Traditional banks just simply cannot match this level of granular control. Now, I hear this practical question all the time. Okay, if this is purely digital, can I actually use a virtual Visa card in a physical brick-and-mortar store? And the answer is a resounding yes. Assuming the store has modern payment terminals, you simply link your virtual card straight to your mobile wallet, like Apple Pay or Google Pay. Once it's living on your smartphone, you can seamlessly use contactless tap-to-pay at the register, exactly like you would with a physical piece of plastic. Your digital life totally crosses over into the real world. Which brings us to Section 3, the CardUpNow advantage, frictionless financial services.
To actually execute these security strategies, you need a reliable hub. And that hub is CardUpNow.com. They are a dedicated financial service designed from the ground up to provide instant, high-security virtual cards. There's no filling out paperwork and waiting weeks for bank approvals in the mail. You literally just visit CardUpNow.com and you can create, fund, and harness this virtual card superpower in a matter of seconds. It's built for the way we actually use the internet today. And CardUpNow totally gets that we all have different financial needs. They don't just hand you one generic card and call it a day. You can instantly generate a Visa for broad global acceptance, a MasterCard specifically tailored for e-commerce, or an elite card for your high-limit needs. So why does this matter? Because it lets you truly compartmentalize your life. If you run a business, you can have one dedicated high-limit card exclusively for your digital ads, another one just for software subscriptions, and a completely separate one for travel bookings. Each card has its own settings, its own spending history, and instant delivery. Instead of trying to decode a chaotic single bank statement, the whole shebang is perfectly organized and isolated. So, the really crucial point here is how you actually power these cards. A virtual card needs a balance, right? Well, CardUpNow offers extreme flexibility. You can add funds instantly. But here is the absolute game changer. Crypto top-ups are available. For so many users, this is huge. It means you can use your cryptocurrency to instantly fund a Visa card. You completely bypass traditional banking headaches, frustrating international bank holds, and those agonizingly slow processing times. It gives you incredibly fast, frictionless global access to your purchasing power. Let's look at this quote straight from the source. CardUpNow makes online payments simple, secure, and instant with virtual cards you can trust. That is their core promise right there. And as we've seen looking through the mechanics and the security features, it is exactly what the platform delivers. It stops payment failures caused by overzealous bank blocks. And above all, it locks down your online privacy by ensuring your primary financial data never falls into the wrong hands. All right, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought. If your digital life is entirely online, your work, your entertainment, your shopping, why on earth is your wallet still stuck in the plastic age? The tools to protect your money, instantly organize your spending, and transact globally are available to you right now. It is absolutely time to upgrade your financial security. Head on over to CardUpNow.com to launch your own virtual card and take absolute control of your digital wallet today. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and stay secure out there.